Hey guys, so today we're going to do an oil change on a 2021 Enduro R. So you begin with warming the bike up, get it up to operating temperature. I ran it until the fan came on. And if you come over here, I'll show you what you're going to need. So paper towels, a little bit of brake clean. This is non-chlorinated. The chlorinated stuff is better, but that's healthier for you. So I have some 10W50. It's KTM rated oil. It's $31.95 Canadian for a liter of it. I got 2 filters because these bikes have 2 filters in them. These 2 O-rings here are for each filter cover, and this copper crush washer here is for the oil drain plug. Now for the oil drain plug, you're going to need a 13mm socket, your socket wrench, an extension helps you a little bit, and a T30 Torx or 8mm to remove the oil filter covers. And I also have these, they help you pull the filters out. I also wear these rubber gloves sometimes. Oh. Now, I went ahead while I was warming the bike up. The 2021 models come with a factory skid plate, which is nice. It's not the greatest, but it's better than nothing. And those require your T30 Torx to remove these 2 tops. And what was that one? And a T45 for the 2 bottom, and that'll come out pretty easily. Now I noticed when I was removing it, the hardware was very loose and about to fall off, and that's from the factory. There's only 1,000 kilometers on here. So maybe when you purchase a new bike, go through and just make sure everything's tight. Because I've already lost a few fasters off this and there's only 1,000 kilometers on it. So go through, check, make sure everything's tight. And you could also just put a little drop of this Loctite here on the threads as you're putting things back together. Just all it takes is a drop. Now that the bike's up to operating temperature, I'm going to get my 13mm socket, my oil drain pan, and something to catch the mess that I usually make. Let me grab a knee pad. My knees aren't in the greatest shape anymore. So be careful because the oil is going to be screaming hot coming out of here. I'll put these gloves on here. I've been starting to wear gloves more and more now when I'm doing stuff. You can get right in here and get a close-up view of the oil coming out. Okay, so just break it free and then spin it off with your fingers here. She's going to be hot. Oh, sorry, that's the screen. So these screens here have to be clean too. You don't have to replace these every time you change the oil. But what I do with them is I spray them with a bit of brake clean, maybe some compressed air. Here's the actual oil drain plug here. A little more will come out. Now this drain plug, it has a magnet on it. Now because this is the first oil change, it's also the break-in oil change, there's going to be a lot of material on it, little metal shavings. Now you will see this come clean. See how much material's on there. Look at all that material. So I'm going to do another oil change at 1,000 kilometers just to, because you don't want that cycling through your engine. It wears components quicker, camshafts and all that. So I'll give all these a good cleaning with brake clean afterwards. Now we'll remove the next screen over here. I believe it's over here. So the second screen on the bike is this, and again, it's a 13mm socket. I tried my best to kind of clean all the dirt off around these before I change these, because you don't want to get any dirt in there. And I will be cleaning these surfaces when I reinstall. This secondary screen looks pretty clean. Not too bad for a break-in. This one's got a few little chunks on it. Yeah, it's got quite a bit of material in there, so I got to make sure that's all very clean. Yeah. That's just from the gears wearing in, because this on this bike the motor oil also serves the clutch. So, alright, now on to the filters. So I'm going to take my 13mm off here, put that there. And I'm going to begin removing the filter on the other side. And I will be using my 8mm socket for that. And I may want to grab these here. Look at that, I'm already bleeding. It's simple oil change. There's already got some blood coming out of me. Now, I mean, you could get this out with other ways, but if you have a pair of these, might make it a little easier. Okay, not reading that. This one will not use. And you'll take some of this brake clean here and just clean these screens up a bit. Okay, I'm going to get some compressed air on them. I'll just gently blow some compressed air through that. Try and get all that metal in there. You gotta get it all out. So you have these two, make sure you have these two little O-rings here left over on those screens and they're not left inside the bike. So that's there. So you have your original O-ring here. Remove that. Make sure all your surfaces are nice and clean here. And you get your first O-ring. You get your first O-ring here. And you want to take a little bit of oil on your fingertip, some of the clean oil, and you want to just run it around, be generous with it there, and make sure you sort of saturate that into some of this nice fresh new oil here. And you take your new filter. Some people fill them up. Not a big, huge deal if you don't. Okay, come over here. You slide that new one in like so, and you'll feel it push in. Push in till it stops. Don't force it. Be gentle. Get your cover back in place. Make sure everything's just get these in there hand tight for now. Snug them both up evenly by hand. Okay, take my drain plug, that's nice and clean. I will remove the old copper crush washer. Give it a shot of brake clean. Good and clean. The new crush washer, slide it on. I'm not going to bother brake cleaning that, but I will give it a bit of a cleaning. Nice and clean. Okay. Just stick that back in there like so. Okay, there's that. Back to the bike. So you push that in there. Actually, before I install that, I'm going to clean the surface. Gotta clean both of these surfaces, because that's where the O-ring seals onto. Make sure they're good and clean. Alright, so here's my clean screen. Make sure everything's good. There, just hand tight for now. New crush washer, clean magnet. I'm just gonna lightly turn all these in. Okay, those are, I'm going to tighten those. Now the proper torque for this is the oil drain plug here. That's 20 Newton meters for the oil drain plug. And the screen is 15 Newton meters. And both oil filter caps are 6 Newton meters. Now I don't have a torque wrench, but I'm pretty confident I could get them in there just fine. I have a torque wrench, but it doesn't go this low. But if you tighten just gently tighten each side, get them in there. And just snug them up. Okay, now on to these two. There, that should be good. Now on to the other side. I will remove the oil filter. again, your 8 mils. So this one you don't even have to remove from the bike, you can leave it on. I'll get my hook. So I got a little hook here, you can use anything really to pull that out. You could even pull this rubber out and get your finger in there. Doesn't really matter as long as you get it in, right? There's that dirty old filter. Secondary one. Now for this one, I'm going to lean the bike over. Because if you look in here, there's all this oil sitting in there. I'm just going to lean over the bike just a bit. And dump that oil out. Okay. Now there's one more O-ring in here you've got to be aware of. So when we go clean our screen, we'll get that. This one looks to be quite a bit cleaner. This here. There are little chunks of stuff in there, so I gotta make sure that's all clean. Probably done it there. Alright.
Okay.
Good? Yeah? Mm-hmm. Okay, so now here, again I'm going to use my little pick. Hook that guy out of there. It's an old one. Make sure this surface is nice and clean. In fact, I'm going to give it a shot of brake clean. could even stick this rag in here and just get the leftover oil, clean that up in there. Now, here's my new O-ring. You just roll her on like so. All done. It's done. Good. Make sure it's seated properly. Make sure it's fully on. And you take your small filter, a little bit of oil, throw it around there, throw it around here, and you slide that in. There's a little tube you got to mate it with in there. Make sure it's in all the way. Okay. Go ahead and place that back on. Take your 2 8mm, hand start them. Now if you do strip one of these out, you can get these helicoil kits to repair your threads. It's not the end of the world, but you really don't want to get into that. Now you want to seat these evenly, so don't tighten one all the way and then the other, just tighten them evenly, nice and gently, take your time, especially if you don't have a torque wrench. Okay. And again, we'll clean this mating surface here. Where your O-ring sits, that's where you want to get cleaned. Take that screen here, tighten them in. Again, these are 15 Newton meter torque spec. Snug them up good. So here's your oil sight glass right here. This is where you're going to be checking your oil with. Give that a little cleaning. Okay, so over here, make sure this is nice and clean. Your oil fill cap here. Dirt always wants to get in and around these things. You can hear it too. Yes. A little scary. You really don't want to be very careful not to get the dirt in there. Yeah, so you want to clean that up good too. Because look at the dirt in there. You really don't want that going inside your engine. Okay, I'll give this a blast with the old brake clean. Now to fill this, we need 1.7 liters. So I have this, I mean, there's measurements on the side, you could go off that. But I'm going to fill this to 1.7 liters. It's 1.7 liters for a full oil change, and then I believe it's 1.8 liters if you do a complete tear down and rebuild the bike. That should do it. Bring this around. Pour all this in there. Okay, that should do the trick. Tighten that on there nice and snug. Get this dirty old stuff out of there. Okay, so now you want to run it for about 5 minutes. I'll take it out, roll it outside. We'll run it for 5 minutes and then come back with the bike standing up on a level position off the side stand. We'll check the sight glass here and it'll hopefully be at the proper level. Check for leaks when it's pressurized, make sure nothing's leaking. So after about 5 minutes and all the thick oil settles down, you should stand the bike as it would be like that, and it'll come up even right now. It's looking pretty good. So you know you're within range, and you know you put in your 1.7 liters. it's going to fill up a little more as it sits. You don't want to overfill it because your crankshaft will smash into the bottom of the oil and aerate it. So you don't want to overfill it. So you just want it 1.7 liters. And that's all. That'll do it. Usually whenever I do an oil change, I'll also come around and give the chain a good lube. And for the oil I got this is I use this. I got this for free, but it's really good. I've used it on other motorcycles. Usually my road motorcycles I use this. This stuff's for like road use, so it's good for supermoto guys and all that. Now I do a lot of off-roading, so this isn't ideal for off-roading, and I am going to get another can that a little more off-road friendly. It can take the water and the dirt better. But for now, this will do me fine. I'm going to pick up a new can tomorrow. It's still good stuff. Great for supermotos that you're not seeing dirt and water and all that. Okay, thanks for watching. Ride safe, guys.